original fearsome flyboy himself, Starscream. Looking probably more intense than he's ever looked. Like, I guess there's a reason he's leader of the Seekers. Could this photo be deliberately posed out in a way that tries to disguise that he's kind of just wearing a big backpack? I don't know. Let's wait and find out. I know I've said it in several videos now, but I am really loving this packaging renaissance with the art, with actual art, like hand-rendered art. It adds like a really visceral, tactile quality to it that's like nostalgic and current, and just, I'm really vibing it. The whole branding exercise here is, I think, in my opinion, all this branding is really on point. It gets you in the zone, in the Deceptor zone. All right, let's whip him out and have a look at the Deceptor Pros and Decepticons. One thing that wasn't doing him any favors was the fact that his arms weren't transformed in package. They were very stumpy. He looks very good. I gotta say, he's probably one of the most posable figures in this line yet. Double jointed elbows. All right, pretty good range. Can't get higher than that, but that's all right. If you really wanted, you can, you know, that's what you want out of those. His head is on a good ball joint, but to get him look forward, it pops this piece, and then when you put him back up, he gets that little bit of annoying clearance. So we can do some really good up looks, but if you want him to look down to get some sullen Starscreamy action, then that pops the back out. Good hips. Right, his skirt collar goes with them, which is really cool. I like that so much more than when there's like panels in front. Really great range of motion out of those knees, which I assume is a result of transformation, but it does mean that he poses out really well. Ankle rockers, he's got the jet cone feet, like his masterpiece version. But yeah, he poses out really well. I'll say this for him too. Not as much backpack as you'd kind of expect. It does fold away reasonably well. Still a bit of a backpack, but again, it's all molded and folded, and it really doesn't bother me like I thought it would. Not like this mother flippin' head motion is bothering me, but what do you do? The only other thing I'd really say is that he feels a bit light and delicate compared to a lot of the other figures so far. Like especially his Wavemate Soundwave. His arms didn't make me feel nervous like this. His wrist swivels are too tight, so they unflip that. And that doesn't actually seem to really peg in any meaningful kind of way. It just rests there. So, I don't know. This is cool, but that fills out that leg cavity. I feel like some engineering money might have gone on that feature over other elements. And it's cool, but I don't notice the back of his legs as much as I notice his wrist flopping open all the time. I also do like this hinge here, which I assume again is for transformation, but it does mean that you can get some tighter aim out of those nail rays. My foot! I've noticed this too. This, look, it just pops. Once it's on, it's kind of on and in place, but it's, I don't know, there just seems to be more quality control issues here than I've noticed on the other figures so far. Alright, let's transform him and we'll see how he goes. Alright, here we have him in all of his Tetrajet glory. In hand, I'm enjoying it more than I did in pictures. Like, it is still very much, you know, he's kind of tucked his legs and is essentially just doing a bommy into the pool. Or for American people, a cannonball! But, I don't know, it's slick. The wings hide quite a bit of it. All the jet business at the back makes it feel like it can go fast. You know, you can give him a little pose out with those. Shift into turbo! Ah! This is where I'd also like to do the first of my comparisons with Galaxy Force Starscream, the kind of only real official prior Tetrajet-esque mode. This has kind of been my go-to Starscream, really, in general, when I want a Cybertronian looking Starscream. He scales pretty well with everyone. He looks mean and beefy. And it's a pretty simple transformation, so I don't know, I very rarely transform my Transformers, but this is one I find myself kind of just absent-mindedly playing with and doing, because it's quite a satisfying jet mode. I mean, he's got visible head, visible hands, but just so much heft to him. And then we look over here, what do we got? Visible arms, visible legs. All right, let's go ahead and get him transformed. First things first, you want to lift that nose cone a little bit. That'll help you get these wings free. And oh, what a surprise. The chest piece popped off. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise. This is just so unbelievably flimsy, this piece. I don't think I've ever quite seen anything like it on a Transformer before. But anyway, lift those up, separate this back like that. And we just wanna untab the arms off the side, flip down the legs, twist the waist, open up the feet, get those intakes open. Intakes? Yeah, I guess they're intakes. Outtakes? Exhaust? Covers? Something? I don't know. Anyway, put the arms out to the side. Try and get this chest piece down without it coming off its hinges. It's not gonna happen. Alright, flip him around. Now, this bit has one of the weirdly most snug connections I've ever seen. It always feels like, you're gonna break it, but you're not. It's just real taut like a toiga. All right, get them up out of your way. Fold that back and around. All right, then you'll get his head. It's a tricky one to get in and access to be honest. Come on ahead of Starscream. My God, that was difficult to get up. All right, flip up that stupid head. Try and position that down, clip it in. I do like how he still has the waist articulation. All right, get these arms out of the way. Come around to the back, get those up. All right, that comes down, they peg in over there. I'm not really sure about this piece behind his head. I think it's just to stop his head getting caught in his chest. I don't really know. Because it doesn't really go down anywhere. I guess it fills some space. I don't really know. That clips down. That plugs into that. Actually makes that all pretty snug. Then you can pose out the wings how you like. I like flat wings. Then to do the arms. Actually, let's get the null rays off. I'm just going to come around, untab that bit, flip out the hand, collapse out the arm, same on the other side, flip out that little baby hand, I guess plug that back in as much as you can call it, you know. Tapping in. That is definitely a weak point on this design, that nothing holds that together. Unless I'm just real dim and missed it. It's kind of hard to catch his light piping, but to be honest, I kind of like him being a little bit, you know, sullen, dead-eyed, like he hasn't quite worked out yet that he wants to rebel against Megatron, so he's just kind of real unhappy with his lot. I am a seeker. I seek Megatron. Here's his Galaxy Force Starscream, also Voyager. Siege Starscream definitely has him on posability in G1, but there is part of me that when I heard Cybertron designs, I was thinking we were going to get some like War Within looking stuff. Like this kind of thing, like real Cybertronian vehicles. So I guess it's kind of cool that he tetrajets it and then still looks so much like they do in the cartoon. Like I get what they're going for with that. I don't know. I flip-flop back and forth on that. I was like, yeah, man, that's really cool that they managed to get like the Cybertron alt modes, but then they still have their cartoon look. Like that's some authentic shiznit. And then I'm like, yeah, but the games are so cool and Cybertronian modes add like a real different quality to it. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. Here he is alongside another of my favorite Starscreams from Prime. Megatron, I'm not worthy. That was terrible. That was not a good impression. But I just love how much of like the show accurate body language you get out of him. Again, same class. Prime really was good to us. My liege, my liege, my liege, my liege. I would have liked to have compared him to some other Starscreams, like I've got, you know, Power of the Prime Starscream somewhere, and I've got a Masterpiece Starscream and Energon and Armada and whatnot, but unfortunately my toy room's still largely packed away. So I think these two work pretty well. You've got kind of maximum posability, maximum styling, and then he sits somewhere in the middle. I think he is definitely a really good representation of the character, and I think he'll become my primary generation sort of display piece. And I think that he'll pose out exceptionally well with the other two Seekers once Skywarp and Thundercracker drop. I think that'll just be a really cool looking trio of seek and destroy action. Here he is next to the Emperor of Destruction himself. And that's really good. He's just that little bit shorter. They look really good together, actually. Much easier, almighty Megatron, than attacking the real threat, the Autobot moon base. Shut up, Starscream, you goofball. You silly. You're a silly. Get out of here. Oh, look at that. This is honestly what it's all about with this line, in my opinion. It's the cheerleader effect. They all just look so on point together and work so well together. Oh, once you add an Astro Train at the back to thicken it out, couple more, what do you call them? Couple more Seekers. That just works really well. So there we have it. Wolf of Cybertron SIEGE Starscream. Is he the perfect chug Starscream we've been waiting for? Yes, look, for all intents and purposes, yes. He's a 6 Starscream. There's some, you know, Tetrajet, kibble issues, shell former business, some weak parts, but on the whole, I now love this Starscream. Honestly, even just in the time I've been doing the review, like this, you know, a few minutes, I don't know what it's gonna end up editing down to, but in the time I've been having a muck around with him, he has really grown on me, really grown on me. A lot of this grey is still a little bit dull, especially compared to, you know, the silver there, but look at that. He just looks good. He looks mean. I don't know if anyone's ever had this before, but you know that thing where sometimes you'll have friends around and they see your Transformers and they're like, oh man, I had this exact one when I was a kid. Like, this is the exact toy that I remember from my rememberies. You're like, nah, it can't be. Like, nah man, it is, I swear. I had this like exact one. Like exactly, like I remember, you know, the see-through bits. Like, I had this one, I swear, man. And then you're like, yeah, nah, this came out like a few weeks ago. But it's like, it's that nostalgia power. It has the power to like imprint. It's like, no, I remember when I was playing with him that he felt very much, you know, like this. It's like, nope, sorry. But that is a real sweet spot to hit when you're making toys that are, you know, powered largely by nostalgia. Yeah.
Who disrupts my coronation?
That was almost too easy, Starscream.
Much easier, almighty Megatron, than attacking the real threat, the Autobot moon base.
The point is, you're an idiot, Starscream. When we slip past the Autobot defenses in their own shuttle, they'll be ours for the taking. No. Such heroic nonsense. Wait. I still function.
Wanna bet?
No.
That's Starscream. Da 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 da.